Every Questionables is brought to you by Speed, the worst amphetamine ever.
Listen, let's talk a little bit before we get into it.
Okay,
Let's pretend
all
like
right.
we're friends.
Okay, I guess.
Hi, everybody. Fuck. We swear now.
In a land where there were questions, Questionables answered them.
Hey, everybody. This is Phil from the Silver Blunderbuss, and today we're doing some questionables. I have a... Anyhow, today I've got a new couch, as you may have noticed, and these new people, including the old people, are named what?
Thomas from the other ones.
Ross from Experimental Therapy.
Alex from Fine Script Productions, I guess? Is that it? I don't know if it's a thing.
Anyways, yeah, so let's plunge right into our first question. Also, I'm in a suit, because I have a second life. Today's questionable is brought to you by, not a sponsor, no, we're not rich enough, but someone who wrote in the comments of the Cocoon question by the name of Alex Genio gave us this...
Dicks?
Little bit of Freud coming out there.
But in addition to that, he gave this week's questionables, which is, how would you live your life differently if you knew you had a second life after death?
I don't know, I would just do whatever the hell I wanted, really.
Would you stay the course? You mean you just do what you're doing now, or you?
Oh, you mean? Oh, wait. Is it like someone just walks up to you on the street and they're like, "Hey, man, you actually, I'm an official. I'm telling you, you have a second life after this one."
You'd be like, "Yeah, crazy guy, I'd buy
With
it."
the reference level, but if you start like, you know, like with the reference level, you'd be like, "Oh, awesome," and then you just do like hardcore drugs.
Well, okay.
But like if you are taught from a very young age, you will have a second life, then you're just like, you're gonna be just as bored as you are now.
No.
Yeah, I
do
think
crazier,
so. 'Cause
awesomer things.
It would be normal. People would be like even more conservative now. They'd be like,
I assume by this it means you'll be different the second time. You'll be
Okay,
somewhere
but
else.
it is the same world.
It's the same world, yes.
And when you come back as the baby, do you remember everything from the first time?
Yeah.
I assume that, like, if your second life was just a weird, not real continuation, you'd kind of live it normally and then be like, I guess I'll have a second one where I don't remember any of the first one. You know what I mean? But if you know you have a second one and you know you'll have the memories, you'll be like, man, that was a crazy, awesome, drug-filled hooker life I had last time.
and you
It's
can,
not
like,
my choice.
It's sort of like Skyrim. You just start anew. Like, oh man, I was an idiot last time.
Reload the save.
I spent all my time collecting weeds and flowers to make potions to then up
What?
my HP slightly. Now I'm just gonna...
I don't think that accent, like, portrays the Skyrim demographic. I'm just gonna sit right here, I'm gonna attack some dragons.
That's how people talk in fantasy movies all the time.
Welcome,
They
stranger!
had to overdub all of the Lord of the Rings dialogue. It used to be like, I have no memory of this place. You're not passing. What do you think you're
They
doing?
were all like from the Bronx.
Yeah.
I have an idea. So, like, I think in my mind, because I was just thinking about, like, work and stuff. So I figure, what if you just work really, really, really hard in the first one, never spend any money? Like,
Put it
accumulate millions and millions of dollars,
Okay.
put it in the bank account, and then the second one is the crazy one, the crazy hooker drug one, right?
Because that's the last one.
Motorcycle.
But it'll be so
Alex
short!
thinks ahead.
But your second life... but
you're-
your second life is your retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You save up.
It's just a later retirement.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good point.
You hide, you dig a hole, you hide all your money, because like there's no banks that's gonna be like,
well,
how could they prove you don't have the same face as the first time?
I was
It's
just
been so long.
One thing I think that might put a bit of a damper on that. Do you know, like, how smart or what you'll look like in the second life, though? Like, what if you're really
Are you
good looking the first time around? Second time around, you look like Hunchback of Notre Dame or something. Like
Notre Dame. You probably have to live a normal childhood to get to the point where you can get to the you can't buy hookers when you're 3.
I disagree.
You can't just disagree.
I disagree and offer no explanation.
The first life you spend making the world a better place, and the second life you enjoy the world you've created for
I
yourself.
think everything you can say is gonna wreck your progress.
Undoing everything you did in the first life. I donated to charity. Second life, I stole from charities.
And
It
you
all
leave
balances
without
out.
leaving a footprint.
Exactly. I would spend my first life probably just going hardcore like environmentalist and like planting a ton of trees and. Why
Dedicate
is that
life-
funny?
And then in your second life, you make a bunch of tree houses
That's
and
what I
sell
was
them for real estate.
The real estate treehouse crash of 2014.
Yeah.
It's
a
a
bubble
literal
burst.
crash.
The market was flooded with
The tree fell,
trees.
so to speak. Let's
Where are
say.
Yeah, we lost track completely.
So you want to help the environment.
Yeah.
I want to help the world.
We
The
are
environment
the
and the world are different
Okay.
things.
Something I never understood when people do something a really bad crime, and then the judge is like, I have to give you like 100 years
This is
in
an awesome
jail,
judge.
which I gotta do it now.
That's true. Double life sentences
Yeah, exactly.
would actually mean something besides
Yeah.
just
Instead of
Find out
just
where
like
he's born.
he's like
they cordon off
the judge
whole
is just being
neighborhoods.
really mean. He's giving me 2 lifetimes. I could only do 1. When then like people who are like they turn 3 or 4, and then they could just get a job because they are already adults, and they could just like walk to work with tiny
Yeah, this
suitcases.
would really change
Yeah,
child
child
labor.
labor.
This
Yeah,
would
child
this
labor.
would unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know.
But
is
you're
it
set
better?
up for life. Why would you work again?
It's a very
Yeah,
morally
well, like
ambiguous-
I don't know. If you weren't so frugal in your first life, you can space fun with work just over 2 lifetimes.
I have a question. If you were born again and you were a baby and you could talk and stuff like that, would you still be breastfed?
Yes.
You know, I
It's
almost
weird, 'cause you
knew
can-
you were
it's just
going to
like-
say that.
It's just like you're just like, thanks.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would want that coming right from their breast. Oh, well, I just thank you. It would be weird to have someone thank you for that. That was scrumtralescent. Like you
Better
can't-
than my first mom's.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Jane was awful.
I like the nutmeg touch.
I think it would also make action movies really like awesome too, because they're like, I need to pull the trigger twice. Once for you,
I need to find
and
it.
once for your future self.
I was gonna bring up something interesting. Like, how would you treat your body though the first time? Because like we talked about drugs, but wouldn't what if you just want to know? Like, what if I'm a big wrestling fan. What if in my first life I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna become a professional wrestler because I know that I'm gonna get another body the second time around.
Well, a lot of
Do it.
wrestlers are still alive. I mean, I guess I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
You know more than
They die real young.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
guys.
What is that?
Spoiler alert.
Wrestler audience, you just... Oh, man. There was one more thing I want to bring up.
Okay.
Is that, let's say, yeah, you have your wife or something, and you both die, and then a second time. What if, like, your wife lives so much longer that you're, like, 18, and you're like, I'm ready to start a family again, and then your wife's just a baby?
Oh, I thought it was gonna be
Oh, you
more
died at different
romantic.
times.
Like,
Yeah.
what if you're still in
No,
love
it's
with the
not
same
romantic.
wife and you want to track her down, and that's
Yeah,
a whole
This
other.
whole second life thing is making, like the child labor thing, and now like pedophilia.
Well, it's like, no, don't worry, it's my wife.
Don't worry. Like, how can we not? Well, of course the baby. Now I can make a gif of that. Now that's gonna be great. Can't wait for that to happen.
You know,
It's a
Phil-
valid-
Well then,
point.
but the baby would be able to.
It
Yes,
could talk.
he
It'd
was
be like,
my
yes.
husband.
The baby is consenting.
Yeah,
to
no,
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all above board. Only applies to humans. No.
Only humans.
Animals.
Yeah, can't have
Oh
your pet now.
no.
What about
Well, then
cats?
you wouldn't
They
be
have-
able.
People said they have 9 lives.
Dogs would get really wild.
Yeah, they have enough lives
Yeah,
already.
you'd
Whatever.
meet cats you'd seen in your previous life. Like, I thought you died.
Screw you again! I hated you.
Would you be born in the same country?
No, not necessarily. That's,
Feels
you
like
gotta
nope,
get back.
never.
No,
That's
you
not
gotta
how
get
this
back.
works.
He's the chairperson of this.
Yeah.
This new world.
I'm
He
on this
always
board
is.
that decides the Second Life Committee. It's sort of like the Wish Foundation, but better funded.
So John Cena is
You
the
farted
number
in
one
your
granter
face.
of second lives.
The second
Can
line.
you
Read
Can you
RKO? That's not even the right move.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, can you RKO me out of my first life into my second one?
John
And
Cena's immortal in this scenario. He welcomes you
He's
every
the one.
new second
He's
life
the
person.
silver lining of humanity.
You're born, yeah, and you hear like the start of this theme song.
I think we've answered this question very well today. So I want to thank my guests on the couch, the new guests, for trying.
me.
Thomas, yeah. Thanks, new guests, for trying your heart out. We'll let you know if you're needed again. You know.
Oh, it seems very unsuccessful. I think we're getting fired.
Yeah.
I see how it is.
Is this Robert De Niro now?
I don't know.
Okay. I want to see some more Robert De Niro.
I'm sorry. What were you saying something? Is this your show?
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
To start the session, Phil's gonna ask a question, and if we're lucky, we won't get the indigestion. From tacos to poop, and how to ruin your child forever. We'll give you the scoop, making you laugh is our endeavor. What's the name of the show? It ain't particularly objectionable, so go with the flow, and get ready for questionables. Questionables. Yeah.